Thank you. So the next speaker, we stay in the Mediterranean region with Angelos Tsaligopoulos from Greece, who is going to talk about connectivity. Are you there, Angelos?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, we can see your screen, we can see you, we can hear you. So it's all perfect. If you can put it in a full screen, it'll be perfect.
Thank you so much for having me. This is
you are quite far away. Can you be a bit closer from your microphone, maybe?
Yes, can you hear me?
It's a bit better like this, yes.
Thank you. Okay.
If it's convenient for you, yes.
It's amazing. Thank you. Well, actually, I was prepared for a poster, but I think I'm going to do a very quick presentation right now.
10 minutes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, the research I'm going to present is entitled Ecoacoustics in Support of Quiet Area Ecological Connectivity Plans. This is part of my PhD research and a small ongoing project about ecological connectivity of urban quiet areas. Well, the main idea here is that apart from the structural characteristics of an urban landscape, also environmental noise could pose as a non-physical barrier that impedes ecological connectivity. So what we have tried to do is to adapt ecological connectivity practices to the urban realm, and more specifically for quiet areas, for urban quiet areas, and to conceive them as disconnected patches. Well, of course, apart from the structural and functional connectivity, we propose the acoustic connectivity, and we refer to it as the acoustic environment conditions that promote biological and cultural heterogeneity. Probably you already know the definition of an urban quiet area, which is provided through the Environmental Noise Directive, the European Noise Directive. I would not like to repeat it in order to save time, but I would like to stress out 2 points in this definition. The first one is the delimitation, an area delimited by the competent authority, which we strongly oppose this proposal. And this is actually what gave birth to the idea of connecting and expanding quietness and the ecological connectivity issue. The second point that we object is the use of noise limitation, of noise thresholds. We believe that quietness is more than a lack of something, even if that something is noise. And we try to give to quietness a more ecological meaning, mainly involving complexity. Well, the case study area that we contacted this ongoing research is the city of Mytilene, located in the island of Lesbos in the North Aegean region of Greece. There are 2 small urban green areas, roughly of the same size, of the same foliage cover, and they offer the same accommodations, cafes, a playground, a church, and they are very close to each other. And so the in-between period is something like the corridor of an ecological connectivity issue. So we conducted noise measurements and sound recordings in 14 check spots, both inside the quiet areas and the in-between area, during the post-dawn pause period for 5 days. And we extracted the LEQ noise indicator and the acoustic complexity indicator. We used the noise indicator and the CADNA noise prediction software to create this noise map, deriving mainly from traffic noise. We also conducted very detailed cartographic all the structural characteristics of the area in order to model noise. And of course, as it was expected, as you can see here, near the roads, the noise levels are much higher. And using spatial interpolation techniques with the QGIS software, we visualize the acoustic complexity index. And inside the green areas, the levels are higher, and noise in the in-between area deteriorates this the acoustic complexity levels. Well, to conclude, of course, background noise deteriorates the acoustic complexity of an acoustic environment, but the main idea, and what I mean when I say this is an ongoing project, is that we try to promote ecoacoustics to different fields. And my field is also a bit different from ecoacoustics, but we try to propose ecoacoustic issues and praxis and theories and methodologies to urban planners and designers in order to create a more sustainable urban environment. So this interdisciplinary approach for urban acoustic environment design is what we are trying to do right now. So this was very fast, but that was it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very good. Do you have questions to ask to Angelos about urban acoustics, urban ecoacoustics? I have a question actually, but maybe I miss it. So sorry if I did. But how did you record actually? Well, how did you record?
We used Tascam 2DTR sound recorder. Yeah.
But and then how did you? What was your sampling protocol? I mean, were you working? How many points did you do in the area?
We used 14 checkpoints inside the areas, the two quiet areas. We use a specific protocol similar to the protocols provided by ISO for noise level measurements.
Okay.
We try to combine these two approaches, a noise level measurement and a sound recording, simultaneously.
Okay.
Inside and outside of the areas in order to capture the whole area.
Okay, good. Thank you. And last question, which kind of statistical approach do you use to produce an ACI map, to have something which is really smooth? Which model do you use?
To produce the IDW, the spatial interpolation technique, the inverted distance weighted interpolation.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Ruth has a question. Is the idea of an urban quiet area something that local, national governments are interested in? Will this move into action policy? Very good question.
Yes, this is actually, this is a huge topic and a personal concern of mine. The two approaches so far for quiet areas is the soundscape approach, which conceives the acoustic environment and quietness as a pleasantness, as a qualitative, using a qualitative approach. And the other approach is the noise approach, in which quietness is the low intensity of sounds. Both these approaches are being enforced in Europe and in other countries, in Korea, for example. And what we see and what we are concerned is that other issues, biodiversity, sustainability, and climate change adaptation techniques are being overlooked. So what we are trying to do is change the definition of quietness to actually provide something new, a new idea. And for us, quietness is not the lack of something. It's not just the pleasant sound. It's more about complexity. So that's why we want to involve urban planners and designers in this.
Okay.
So because it's a totally different thing to plan for noise deterioration mild, but noise is the sound of high intensity and unpleasant. And a totally different thing to plan for complexity.
Okay, good. There is another question which is interesting as well. Can we make use of smartphones-based sound monitoring for urban landscapes? Could we use smartphone?
Yes, this is an ongoing trend right now. Of course.
I confirm.
Citizen techniques are being used for various reasons, and in some cases for natural sounds, not only about the pleasant soundscapes, vibrant sounds and stuff. But from what I know, most of the citizen science approaches and applications in smartphones are targeted in collecting information about what people want. And also creating big databases with small short time recordings.
Okay.
What I see is this, that we use local knowledge in order to have an idea on what people want to hear. And this is, in my opinion, only very narrow, very short-sighted.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for your answers. Thank you for your talk. We need to move on to the next one. Thank you, Angelos.
Thank you.
So the next